this time we're going to be looking at resources and accessories. I recently read an article entitled "I've bought an iPad, now what do I do?" Which highlighted the story of a teacher who spent quite a lot of time trawling through iTunes and other sites looking for advice and information to buying the right apps, as well as finding resources and accessories. Well, hopefully if you're new to the iPad, like the teacher, and if you're thinking about implementing iPads into your organisation to support learners, hopefully this tutorial will get you up to speed and point you in the right direction and save you lots of precious time. With so many apps on the App Store, the first question you may ask yourself is, well, where do I begin? What apps are suitable? How do I know how to choose the right app to meet the needs of my learners? A good starting point then is the Spectronic site, and particularly Jane Farrell's iPad apps for AAC, for Augmentative and Alternative Communication. You can see here that Jane has categorized the apps, so this makes searching much easier. Now, as I scroll down the list of apps, each one has a description of the device, or which appropriate device the app is good for. Also the symbol system, so whether it's using symbol sticks or PCS type symbols, and whether you can actually pre-program the app. So that's quite important. For example, if you can maybe create personal symbol pages, or if you can add images, and if you can add sound as well. And Jane has also given each one a rating, although I'm not so sure how helpful that is. But you can also view each of the apps in the App Store for more information, so hopefully that should cut down some time. I'd also recommend looking at Jane Farrell's blog. In particular, if you're wanting to use switch access, then there is some really useful advice here. So here's Jane's blog. Okay, so well recommended looking at that. Another excellent resource is the work done by Will Wade, and it's the site Apps for AAC. This has a searchable database where you can search by the type of device that you're looking for your apps, and it might not be an iPad, it might be an iPod, an iPhone. You can look at the types of apps, and of course most importantly the price, so you can also do a search on price. And now if I go to the home page, there's also some very good information on iPad mounting options. So a range of mounting options there, including a wheelchair or just mounting it securely to a desk. Some excellent resources and information on cases, and you can see here there's even some apps for the Android as well. So if you're looking to buy something, then there are different places you can buy that, but a UK based company is Inclusive Technology, and it features a range of accessories such as mounts and cases and switch access. The Praetorian switch access is well worth looking at because it gives full scanning access to the iPad. Another useful site is Therapy Box. They again provide a range of resources, so it's well looking at the Therapy Box website. So if you're thinking also about deploying or implementing iPads, then for a starter I'd recommend looking at Tony Vincent's Learning in Hand site, which one of the links features some really useful do's and don'ts, and also helps showing how you can organise your iPads by numbering them. And there's also some very good information there on security. So Tony Vincent's Learning in Hand site is well worth a look. And while we're talking about implementation and particularly security, I'd also recommend having a look at Fraser Spear's blog, who has written extensively on using the digital exams on the iPad. So that's spears.org/blog, and then just do a search for digital exams on the iPad. Of course, Fraser and Cedar School in Scotland, one of the first schools to have a school-wide implementation of iPads. And so there's some really extensive and useful information here, so highly recommend having a look at that very carefully and in depth. Ideas have been thought out, and as I said, it's used across the school. And last but not least, I would pop along to the Call Delicious site. That's www.delicious.com/stacks/Call Scotland, and we've also got a whole range of information on iPads and apps and resources that we find useful. For example, I've got one here that's specifically on literacy, and these have all been tagged, so easy to find, and there's a whole range of different resources that you might find useful. So I hope that's it for just now, and I hope that's something to get you started on your search for apps, and hopefully it's going to save some time and